In the city of Detroit, I mean, hopefully in the next couple of years, not hopefully, I think they will. Playoff wins will be normalized, and we won't have to like celebrate. Like Houston Texans just got one and with a rookie, and it's like cool, great, and now they move on. But for us though, it was significant because it's proof that what Dan, Sheila, Brad, what they're building is legit. It's real. And, it starts with guys like a Jared Goff, who you trade for. You traded Stafford away for. It starts with a guy like Aiden Hutchinson, which you drafted. It starts with your best player on offense, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who showed up and sealed the game with the catch he made. And I think what Brad Holmes is building here with the job he's done as a GM, he's elite, dude. Like he's
the best, one of the best in the league.
He's elite. And the last thing really on his resume was just the record, the wins, and of course the postseason wins. He was doing everything else correctly. You look at his last 3 drafts. I mean, he walked in Penei Sewell, St. Brown, and Lee McNeil. Those are 3 guys that were apart. And then Ifeatu Melifonwu. Those are 4 guys. And Derek Barnes, if you want to sprinkle him in, and so on and so forth. But those are guys that he got right away. You don't get this thing on track as quickly if you don't have a guy like Brad finding talent. Of course, you need Dan Campbell, a coach like Dan, to get it all right. But Brad, he's cooking, and you see the emotion on his face. Like, and I get that video. Maybe we can put it in post, recording. But the video of him celebrating. Name another
unbelievable
that has that type of energy.
Dude, I saw Bears fans. Bears fans were tweeting out and just like going at their front office saying there's 0 chance our GM and coach will ever have this energy. What are we doing here? Like, if we're trying to chase a team like this, and we know for a fact our coach and GM aren't going to bring that to the table, we're never gonna compete. Like, and the thing is, like, people don't realize is Brad's put together 3 draft classes that have been elite. Like, every single one is good, and they just keep getting better and better. Like, when I'll bring it up first time on the show, the Booner path, all of that. When I talk about that, like for the next 2, 3, 4 years, part of it too is Brad Holmes, like him, like knowing that he's just put 3 back-to-back draft classes together, and they're all elite guys. Like in this last draft class, you have an all-pro tight end like that. You have a top 5 running back in Jahmyr Gibbs. Like him putting these guys together, he's going to have more and more and more and more draft classes, and they're just going to keep getting better and better. And all of those holes that this Lions teams has, like Brad's going to start filling all of those on defense. If you need to get some more offensive linemen for whatever it is, like he is going to do that in these next draft classes, and the organization is just going to keep going up. It does. To me, it's like there's 2 things. It's like you could say who's like to blame or who gets all the credit for this success. Like Dan Campbell, I say it all the time. He's brought the culture in. That whole grit culture, what they kind of are about, he's brought that in. But Brad Holmes brought the players in, and he continues to find the players. And I think, and then Sheila's just allowed them to do that and brought them and said, go do it. So, I mean, I think everyone, it's like a 33, 33, 33. Like you all have like that much. It's nuts to me. And what Brad's done, that energy yesterday that he has, and like, dude, we have seen that all year. Like last year, remember the Packers game at Lambeau last year, him running around the fields with the fans. We saw that this year again. Like he has done that all year. He is the best. He is one of the best GMs in the NFL. I'm not gonna say the best because there are some good guys that like some dudes out there, but he is up. He has solidified himself as one of the best in the game now, which is crazy to say.
Yeah, every great chef, you need some great ingredients. Like Dan Campbell can cook up a gourmet meal, but you need some great ingredients to make it a great meal as well. And you look around the league, I mean, look at organizations that are proven winners. The 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch right behind him. You go to the Eagles, Nick Sirianni, even though he's on the hot seat for some reason. Howie Roseman.
Crazy, by the way.
Yeah, it is crazy. You go to the Chiefs, Andy Reid, Brett Veach. Like you go around, you find me a good organization, and I'll find you a great GM. Even Schneider with the Seahawks. There's another one. So for Brad Holmes, like, Dan Campbell, this doesn't take anything away from what he's doing. I mean, he's in charge of him and his coaching staff developing players. So that's all him. But finding these guys, like, look at some of your best players on Sunday. And they're Brad Holmes guys.
We've seen as well around the NFL. I used this example a couple weeks ago. Like, look at the Rams. Like, they went out there and paid for a Super Bowl, basically. And they went and paid for it. What Brad Holmes is doing right now, and then like this organization, they're doing it like the 49ers are, the Ravens have done, like the Eagles, like they are building through the draft. They're building, and this isn't like a short term, like, hey, we just want to win a Super Bowl this year and that's it. If they go win a Super Bowl this year, the way Brad Holmes drafts and the way he's built this team, they're going to be right back there next year, and then they'll be contending the year after, and then the year, like, It's just there's different types. It's the same thing in the NBA. It's the same thing in any like sport like baseball. You can pay for your teams, or you can go draft them and build something from the ground up and be long term, like the Golden State Warriors. Brad Holmes is doing that right now in Detroit, which is something we have never seen. That we've seen GMs come in and try and draft. We've seen coaches, like we've seen all this happen. We've never seen someone actually be successful with it. And we have one. It's just wild to say the Detroit Lions have one of the best GMs and head coaching duos in the NFL. You on the morning show with Adam, you guys used to say that. What's 3 things you need to do to win football games and go win a Super Bowl? You need a GM, a coach, and a quarterback. Yep. The Detroit Lions have all 3 now, and they could potentially have all 3 for a really long, for the next 4 or 5 years. And they're just going to keep drafting and getting better and better and better. Like